Today we are talking about the major difference between a high ticket item and a low ticket item when we talk about collectibles. So the misconception I see very often is someone sees, let's say that Cyberstein just selling for $18,000. They think, whoa, $18,000 for a card? And I have so many cards. There must be one that's gonna go much. Not 18,000, of course, I'm rational, but maybe 2,000, we're being rational. I mean, if something else can be 18,000, my cheap card could go to 2,000, of course. No. Stop. No. What people fail to realize when they throw money at, let's say, penny stocks, is that the $18,000 cards, like the Stein, like the Blue Eyes and so forth, these are bought up by totally different people than other people. Again, we're going back to CEO Bobby. If you don't know what CEO Bobby is the CEO that in 20 years is finally reaching that position of high net worth. Always grew up in Yugioh, now has a couple millions and basically wants to own some expensive Yugioh stuff to think back about his childhood but also flex his wealth. Again, CEO Bobby is not interested in your collector's rare DD Crow. No matter how much you show him how fancy it is, he doesn't give a fuck. CEO Bobby only wants the best, the pristine. He buys something and wants to be able to tell his other friend, hedge fund manager Brian, hey Brian, look at this, I bought this card. There's only 25 in the world. Brian goes, whoa, that's really cool. Let's go do some coke. These are entirely different people in these markets. So when you buy a card, let's say even something fancy, maybe it's a super rare from Pharaoh's Servant, I don't know, Gear Free the Iron Knight, was that a super? Some card, $70. $70, it's old, it's vintage, it's maybe a PSA 9, you think, it's a cool card to have, it's old, it has all the things, right? And you see right now it's 70 bucks. So if Cyberstein went from 500 in 2004 or whatever, or 2005, 6, to 18,000, surely my Gear Free the Iron Knight, that's also rare, from 70 could go to 5,000, right? And that makes it a solid investment, okay, sure, it's a little bit of a smaller card, but I'm happy with 5,000. I'm totally happy turning my 70 into 5,000. I'm sure you are, but it's not gonna happen. Again, CEO Bobby looks at your Gear Free the Iron Knight and goes, pff. Cute, very cute. Now again, this is elitist, yes, but it's just true. People buying these very highest caliber cards truly don't give a fuck about your Gear Free the Iron Knight, even though it's a very nice card. I'd love to have it in a 10, very fancy, cool. But these are not the same buyers and these are not the same sellers. When a Black Lotus sells for 150,000 in Magic the Gathering, the buyer is more than likely someone who invests in a bunch of stocks and has a couple million already and now just diversifies a little. This person is not interested in Gear Free the Iron Knight that went from 70 to 200. It's not even worth their time. They will pay more for a nice bottle of champagne, probably 20 times more, than your very low ticket card. And again, we're calling such cards, even though I like them, and I'll probably see them go up if they're old enough, but these are not the same items as these highest of the high end. Way too often see people thinking, oh, you know what? Instead of buying this one very expensive card, like let's say, a Blue Eyes a couple months ago at 3,000, instead of buying this one, which I feel too risky, it's too much for one card, I'm gonna put $60 into a bunch of cards, because if all those bunch of cards go up, just like the Blue Eyes goes up, I'll still have made a lot of money. But that's not true, because all of the big money is in the hands of really, really, really big money. And they're not the same. CEO Bobby and hedge fund manager Brian are not gonna buy your 60 alright-ish cards when they are able to buy that one piece, that actual nice high ticket piece. You don't see a billionaire buying a bunch of Fords because, well, I could spend this money on 3 Lamborghinis, but boy, I would love to have 400 Fords instead. No, they just don't, because no one cares. And so it's very important, if you're gonna invest in cards, be aware that the big money is going after the big items. And as time goes on, the exponential growth is mostly in these big items. And yes, the rest of the market, and I'm talking the rest as in vintage, old, not crappy collector's rares, the rest of the market will go up with it. But it's not gonna go up with it quite as fast. You know, if we're talking about a train, beautiful fast train, the Vintage Express, and it's going fast and fast and fast. 400 miles an hour. I don't even know miles, I think in kilometers, so maybe 400 is too little or too much. But it's going high, it's going whoo, and it keeps on speeding up for some reason, out of physics. And then the other cards surely see that and go, damn, I wanna go to that place as well. I'll go on horseback. And horses can still run plenty fast, but they're not a train. And so, again, we've seen Black Lotuses sell for 150,000, but we've never seen an Alpha Basic Land go for 150,000. It's in the same set. It's rare, right? It goes up, right? Yes. But it doesn't make these jumps from, oh, it's 10, whoa, 10 is so much, to 30, whoa, 30 is so much, whoa, 80, whoa, 80 is so much, whoa, 150, whoa, 150 is so much. We didn't see these lands jump to 30,000 by now. That just doesn't happen. Because the buyers in these high-end markets are just not the same people. They don't even look at the people in income classes below them. They're not the same. And so don't expect the same returns from these lower-end items, and especially modern. Because again, CEO Bobby doesn't give a fuck. CEO Bobby hasn't seen Yu-Gi-Oh cards in 20 years. Once he reaches 2035 or something. All he cares about is that beautiful rare Blue Eyes or Stein or Crush card or maybe a World's Prize card, something of that caliber, knowing he can show that to Sarah. Sarah is the wife of Brian and he wants to cheat on his wife with Sarah. Those types of people just don't care about all of this other lower end crap. They don't have the time. It's not worth looking at for them. Just wanted to bring some rationality, some probably controversial rationality. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.